At least 12 people are dead, including a suspected shooter after a horrific terror attack at a Hanukkah party in Sydney, Australia, marking the worst attack on the Jewish community since October 7th.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is here with the latest. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. There's been a terrorist attack in Sydney, Australia. At least 12 people are dead and more than 24 wounded after two gunmen opened fire on Jews at a Hanukkah party along Bondi Beach. Australia's Prime Minister reacted to the event saying this.
This is a targeted attack on Jewish Australians on the first day of Hanukkah, which should be a day of joy, a celebration of faith. An act of evil anti-Semitism, terrorism that has struck the heart of our nation.
Local police put out a statement saying two people are in police custody at Bondi Beach. However, the police operation is ongoing, and we continue to urge people to avoid the area. Please obey all police directions. Do not cross police lines. Now, they have updated this statement to say one of the attackers is dead, another remains in police custody. This event was scheduled to start at 5 p.m. local time in Sydney and was advertised for all ages with music, games, and fun. One person describes what they saw and heard nearby.
As soon as I arrived, we heard pop, 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 pop. We at first thought it was fireworks, so we did not react. People around us did not react. And then the popping did not stop. It was continuous. And then people started to panic, and we started to see hundreds of people running around, not sure where the sound was coming from, unsure, again, if it was fireworks or if it was shooting bullets.
We're also getting reaction from Israeli officials following this terrorist attack in Australia. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says anti-Semitism is a cancer spreading around the world. Trump administration officials also weighing in, with Attorney General Pam Bondi saying, quote, "Heartbreaking news from Sydney, Australia. My prayers go out to the victims, their families, and the Jewish community." The Attorney General, an advocate for Jews not only in the United States but around the world. Again, the latest information that we have, though, 12 murdered in Sydney, Australia during this terrorist attack, and police remain on the scene there along the beach. Guys, back to you.
Hi, Trey. We're finally seeing this video of the civilian in Australia on Bondi Beach taking down the shooter. So he's behind a vehicle. He sees the shooter. He tackles him, wrestles away the gun, takes the gun, and then it looks like he's going to fire at him, but that doesn't happen. What do you see? Is this that the bullets have run out? Is it perhaps that, this is a country that, has very strict gun laws, maybe not as many trained gun users? Is it possibly doesn't know how to use the gun? Clearly a hero, though, nonetheless. Trey?
Local media in Australia is reporting that the man's name is Ahmed Al-Ahmad, a 43-year-old who runs a fruit stand nearby. And he, as you see in this video, takes down the gunman and takes the weapon from him, ultimately disarming him and stopping some of the killing that was taking place there. He's being praised as a hero across Australia and the world. We don't know the specifics as to why the gun was not fired at that point or if it malfunctioned, but we do know that officials on the scene have recovered at least 2 firearms, and they also say in a vehicle near to where this terrorist attack took place, they recovered an IED, an improvised explosive device. Again, an indication that these two terrorists planned meticulously to go after Jews who were celebrating the first night of Hanukkah along the beach there in Sydney.
Can you tell us anything more about that vehicle? Was it a vehicle that I assume it's a vehicle that they both arrived in?
We don't know the specifics. The information that we received just was from Australian authorities who held a press conference earlier today confirming that there were 12 individuals murdered and more than 24 wounded. We saw some aerial images in local news media in Australia of this vehicle that was surrounded by Australian security forces. We don't know the details about how they arrived. All of this taking place, again, just a few hours ago in Sydney, Australia. But we do anticipate that Australian authorities will update as they gather more information into this investigation. Local media in Australia also reporting that first responders arrived at a scene near to where the shooting took place, a house where they believed one of the individuals was previously living or staying in. So they are conducting a thorough investigation, and we do anticipate that Australian officials will be in communication not only with Israeli counterparts, who we understand will assist in the investigation to try to determine any sort of other broader terrorism ties to these individuals, but also certainly American counterparts in Washington. Guys?
And no doubt they are working hard on that in the Kiryat behind you in that live shot. Trey Yingst, great reporting as always. We will come back to you as the news warrants. Thank you, Trey.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.